Ferdinand II of Aragon, often hailed as Ferdinand the Catholic, was a towering figure whose life bridged the medieval and modern worlds, shaping Spain into a powerhouse that would dominate Europe and beyond. Born on March 10, 1452, in the small town of Sos del Rey Católico in the Kingdom of Aragon, Ferdinand's journey from a prince of a fractured realm to the co-architect of a unified Spain is a tale of ambition, strategy, and unrelenting determination. Alongside his wife, Isabella I of Castile, he forged a legacy that not only united a nation, but also set the stage for Spain's golden age of exploration and empire. This is the story of a man whose vision and tenacity transformed history. A prince forged in conflict, Ferdinand was the son of John II of Aragon and his second wife, Juana Enriquez, a woman of Castilian descent whose fiery spirit would leave its mark on her son. His early years were far from serene, shaped by the turbulent politics of Aragon. His father, embroiled in a bitter succession dispute with Ferdinand's half-brother, Charles of Viana, named Ferdinand his heir in 1461, thrusting the young prince into the heart of a kingdom rife with civil strife. At just 9 years old, Ferdinand was already a pawn in a high-stakes game, but he quickly proved himself more than that. Raised in a court that valued martial prowess and cunning, Ferdinand's education was overseen by his father, who ensured he learned the art of governance through experience rather than books alone. He fought in the Catalan Wars as a teenager, honing his skills as a commander and diplomat. By 1468, John II bestowed upon him the title of King of Sicily, a strategic move to bolster his standing as a potential match for Isabella of Castile. This early taste of power foreshadowed the remarkable reign to come. A marriage that changed history. On October 19, 1469, Ferdinand married Isabella, the half-sister and heir presumptive of Henry IV of Castile, in Valladolid. This union was no mere romance. It was a calculated alliance that would alter the course of Spanish history. The couple, second cousins through the House of Trastamara, faced immediate challenges. Their marriage required a papal dispensation, which they secured through clever forgery, and it sparked a civil war in Castile against Juana la Beltraneja, Henry IV's purported daughter. Yet, Ferdinand and Isabella, united under the motto, Tanto monta, monta tanto, they amount to the same, emerged victorious by 1479, cementing their rule over Castile and Aragon. Their partnership was extraordinary for its time. The prenuptial agreement ensured they ruled as equals, a rarity in an era dominated by patriarchal norms. Ferdinand brought military acumen and diplomatic finesse, while Isabella offered political shrewdness and a fierce commitment to Catholicism. Together, they became the Catholic Monarchs, a title bestowed by Pope Alexander VI in 1496, reflecting their shared mission to unify Spain under one faith and crown. The Reconquista and religious zeal. The early years of their joint reign were consumed by the Reconquista, the centuries-long Christian campaign to reclaim the Iberian Peninsula from Muslim rule. Ferdinand proved a brilliant strategist, leading the charge against the Emirate of Granada, the last Islamic stronghold. From 1482 to 1492, he orchestrated a relentless campaign, capturing key cities like Malaga and Baza. On January 2, 1492, Granada surrendered, and Ferdinand and Isabella entered the Alhambra in triumph, ending over 7 centuries of Muslim presence in Spain. This victory was a crowning achievement, earning Ferdinand admiration across Christendom. Yet this triumph came at a cost. In 1492, the Catholic monarchs issued the Alhambra Decree, expelling Jews who refused to convert to Christianity. A decade later, Ferdinand extended this policy to Muslims in Castile and Aragon, forcing conversions or exile. These acts, while unifying Spain under Catholicism, erased centuries of cultural diversity and left a complex legacy. Ferdinand's zeal also fueled the Spanish Inquisition, established in 1478, which he and Isabella used to root out heresy with ruthless efficiency, often through torture and execution. A new world and Italian ambitions. The year 1492 was pivotal for Ferdinand, not only for Granada's fall, but also for a venture that would reshape the world. He and Isabella sponsored Christopher Columbus's audacious voyage across the Atlantic, a gamble that paid off with the discovery of the Americas. While Isabella was the driving force behind Columbus's support, Ferdinand played a key role in negotiating papal backing and organizing the fledgling colonies. The Treaty of Tordesillas in 1494, which divided the New World between Spain and Portugal, bore his diplomatic imprint, securing Spain's claim to vast territories that would fuel its empire. Meanwhile, Ferdinand's gaze turned to Italy, where he engaged in the Italian Wars, a series of conflicts with France over control of the peninsula. In 1494, when Charles VIII of France ousted Ferdinand's cousin Alfonso II from Naples, Ferdinand allied with Emperor Maximilian I, an Italian princes, to restore the Neapolitan throne to Alfonso's son, Ferdinand II. By 1504, after further battles and a masterful campaign led by his general Gonzalo Fernandez de Cordoba, Ferdinand claimed Naples as Ferdinand III, reuniting it with Sicily under Spanish rule. His annexation of Navarre in 1512 further expanded his dominion, showcasing his relentless pursuit of power, a life of triumph and tragedy. Ferdinand's personal life was as dynamic as his political career. He and Isabella had 5 children who survived to adulthood: Isabella, Juan, Joanna, Maria, and Catherine. Yet tragedy struck repeatedly. Prince Juan, their heir, died in 1497 at 19, plunging the couple into grief. Their eldest daughter Isabella died in 1498, and Joanna, who inherited Castile, descended into mental instability, earning the moniker Joanna the Mad. Catherine, later Catherine of Aragon, became Queen of England, but faced her own trials. Ferdinand's infidelities, including fathering illegitimate children, strained his marriage, though his love for Isabella remained genuine. After Isabella's death in 1504, Ferdinand faced a succession crisis in Castile. Joanna's husband, Philip of Burgundy, briefly ruled, but his death in 1506 left Joanna incapacitated. Ferdinand returned as regent, outmaneuvering nobles to secure Castile for his grandson Charles, the future Holy Roman Emperor Charles V. In 1505, he married Germaine de Foix, hoping for a male heir to keep Aragon separate, but their only child died in infancy. The final years and enduring legacy. Ferdinand's later years were marked by continued warfare and diplomacy. The League of Cambrai in 1508 saw him join forces against Venice, and the Holy League in 1511 allied him with Henry VIII of England against France. His health declined, but his mind remained sharp until the end. On January 23,